Well, hello. How are you? Can you hear me?
Well, how are you?
Ah,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yep, yep. So I know you're busy, so we're not going to take a whole lot of time. Thank you and welcome.
Okay.
Welcome to this segment of
Thank
our,
you.
our LSS Community Service and Educational Series. Um, all together,
Happy.
no, I was going to say all together, I'm going to ask you probably about 5 questions. And uh, the whole purpose of it is to educate uh, our young people or young adults ages 16 to 24 about substance use disorders, substance abuse, communicable diseases, stuff like that, and to reduce the prevalence of it, or in other words, to bring it down. So, having said that, uh, a couple of questions that I have. Well, first of all, introduce yourself. How about that?
Well, my name is Kenady Alexander. I'm 20, and I'm a full-time college student.
Okay, good, good. So, college student, what high school did you go to, or did you graduate from?
I graduated from Paul K. Cosno High School in Warren
Okay, okay.
with honors.
Well, good for you. Good for you. So that actually is going to lead me to another question because you said with honors. Uh, what does it take to graduate with honors?
You have to stay focused, most definitely, and then just yes, focused and organized. Like I was very like on top of my work when it was due. And I was involved in like a lot of extracurricular, so like I was always busy.
Okay.
But no, and then school kind of comes natural to me. It wasn't that much of a challenge, I'd say. But yeah, no, just staying focused and on top of your work. And
Okay.
if you need help, always ask for it. Like they're there for you.
Okay. And I'm glad you said that because, again, this program is designed for, if there is a need, then, and if you have a question or if you need help or whatever, anybody just ask. Okay. Since we're talking about the schooling aspect of it, uh, what college do you go to now, and why did you select that one?
I'm currently a junior at the Laboratory Institute of Merchandising, or LIM. It's a private fashion business college, and I'm studying marketing and minoring in fashion merchandising. Again, I'm still an honors student. But the reason I chose that is New York is one of the fashion capitals of the world, and I am very interested and passionate about fashion as
Okay.
well as the business aspect. So it was just a perfect choice for me.
Okay.
Like I get real life experiences, I build connections. My professors have worked in the fashion industry, so it's very my college they very like well connected school to go to for fashion business.
Okay. So, and this is kind of actually it's a very personal question that I'm going to ask, and only because you talked about your aspirations, you talked about staying focused, you talked about design and marketing and things like that. In your opinion, do you have to be in order to stay focused? Let's start with that. In order to stay focused, do you believe that anybody would need any other substances to be creative, to be uh, focused, or anything like that? Or, like you said, for you, it comes naturally. Well, what is your opinion about that?
Well, for the average person, I'd say no. Like I feel like you have to have some like creative juices already like established in you in a way, like naturally, of course.
Mhm.
But there are artists, designers like Alexander McQueen. He's a amazing fashion designer, but like he passed away via suicide, but he was also using substances.
Mm.
But he created beautiful pieces, garments, shirts, whatever, like collections. So I think if you do it in a healthy way, it doesn't hurt. But again, that's a very like touchy subject. So if you are using substances, I would let someone know, and then so that way like the addiction doesn't fall into play, etc. But I
Okay.
don't know, because I've seen there's painters, there's a lot of like creative people that do turn to substances just to like help the vision. But I don't know, it depends. That's very I understand the reasoning behind it, like with good reason, but not for like a day-to-day person. I don't believe in that, no.
Okay. So in college life, do you think that there is the opportunity to get caught up with substance abuse, drugs or alcohol? And if so, why?
Definitely, I think that's a big like turning point or like a big chapter that you're stepping into. And then for most high school students or kids that graduate, that's like their first time being alone. A lot of kids go away to college. There's people older than you, there's people with different experiences, and then that's where peer pressure falls into play. But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, comes down to freedom. A lot of people turn to that stuff is because if like they had strict parents or like etc. like strict parents or like a strict upbringing, then this is their chance to party, do drugs, like whatever, without their parents breathing down their back. So yes, there's definitely like, and especially in college, there's definitely opportunities for it.
Okay. So I know I've asked probably close to my limit here as far as questions, but I actually just have two more. Question number 4.
Okay.
Do you believe that there are consequences for that type of maladaptive behavior or that bad behavior? And if so, what would be some examples?
Most definitely, I 100% think there are consequences. You can get in trouble with the law. If you're underage drinking, that's illegal. You can, especially if you're using like a fake ID, you can face literally up to a misdemeanor or even more. You're essentially, you have the potential to throw your career away.
Okay.
If you get caught up in it. So that's like a big one. And then as well as like driving under the influence, or there's a lot of things that can ruin your future when it comes to like substance abuse. But definitely driving under, getting a DUI, tickets, messing with the law, you can get kicked out of college again. And then like if that's on your public record, it's definitely going to be hard to bounce back from that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely gonna like you're gonna face even more challenges if you really do ruin your college reputation. And then when it comes to social media, if it's posted, then you're pretty much, you have a digital footprint. So if an employer looks up your name, your social media, doesn't matter, and if it's out there, like whatever is on the internet pretty much stays on there forever. And then it's just going to create problems that are unnecessary, I feel. So with that being said, there are definitely problems when it comes to it.
Okay. So
that can ruin your future.
I appreciate that insight and that perspective because, we've known each other for a little while, and sometimes I find that when I work with folks that are a little younger than me, sometimes, and even my kids, they don't necessarily want to hear some of the things that I'm saying. So I appreciate the fact that you have had these opportunities to go off to school, see some things on your own, and learn, and now you're giving back. So I appreciate you for taking the time out to be a part of this this promotion, this public service announcement, if you will. I only have one more question, and that would be question number 5. And that is, if you ran across someone who was engaged in, substance abuse, or, maybe had a substance abuse disorder, what would your advice be and why? I mean, I know you've given me a little bit of that, but if you could, expound or, kind of reiterate that, what would your advice be and why?
I would say don't be afraid to ask for help. A
Okay.
lot of people that, from my personal experience or from people that are like I've been around and seen, I would say the number one thing is they're too afraid to ask for help because people find it embarrassing
Mhm.
and it can be seen as like an insecurity. So I would say ask for help. It doesn't matter from who. It doesn't have to be from your family. Like if you're in college, there's resources on campus to help you get the help that you need. Professors, the counseling office, like there's services there to help make sure you're okay and to be there for you if you're okay. Talk to friends about it. You can talk. I would just say talk it out. You don't have to go and just talk about it. As long as you get the conversation started, that's good enough.
Okay.
Just say talk about it and ask for help, whether that's with family or friends, coworkers, colleagues, professors, everyone from my experience in a college setting has always been helpful
Okay.
or has been put there to help me.
Okay.
Just can have
Okay.
the conversation.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, again, I greatly appreciate you sharing and coming on and talking with me this morning. I promise you I won't bug you anymore. No, I can't say that. But uh, what I will do, I'll give you a jingle a little bit later on. But again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and have a great rest of the day. And like you mentioned, there are resources out there, and whether it's college or wherever, just ask the question. So again, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay.